Hello everybody, it is Monday, July 13th. It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm trying to get the closed captioning done on last week's vlog. It's like taking so freaking long to render. So I just finished Alpha Night by Nalini Singh. I love the series so much. This is book number 19, so I really can't say anything without giving you a whole bunch of spoilers, but I have talked about the Psy Changeling series on my channel a lot of the times. But for those of you who are new here, the Psy Changeling is a paranormal romance series surrounding the Psy, which is a group of people who have eradicated their emotions, and the changelings are the shifters of the world. There's bears, there's wolves, there's panthers, so if you like paranormal, or if you even like sci-fi, because I feel like with the Psy race, it's very like a sci-fi-esque. But yeah, it's so good. Book number 1 is Slave to Sensation, and in that book, you're getting a glimpse at what happens when Psys start to feel, and it's amazing. I love it so much. So very steamy. But my husband is on his way home, and hopefully I can get this video finished before he does. I doubt it. I don't know what he wants for dinner. That's going to be exciting. I really kind of don't want to do anything except for read, so. But hopefully I'll have this dang vlog up soon. Alrighty, so my vlog for last week is uploaded finally, and since I finished Alpha Night by Nalini Singh, I do need to pick another book to start. Nothing's really drawing me in at the moment, but I am really intrigued by The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson, so I'm going to start this one. I did order some food, so that hopefully should be here in the next 20 to 30 minutes, unlike last night that took over an hour. Excited to start this one. It seems very interesting. I just hope it's not, a letdown. I've had a couple of books for this readathon that are just kind of like meh 2-star reads, and that was Deeper by Megan Hart, and then Imprisoned by K.L. Dawn. After much deliberation, like when the more you think about something, the more you're like, nah, this doesn't deserve 3 stars. That happened with both of those books. But so I'm gonna start this while I'm waiting for our food to get here. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, July 14th, and it's about almost 4:30. I just got home from work, just waiting for 4:30 to roll around because the romance booktubers are gonna go live to do a read-along, so I'm gonna be doing that. And today, all throughout work, I was reading The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. I'm a little bit more than halfway through. I didn't read hardly any of it last night. I just kind of fell asleep in bed, but it's actually really interesting, but it is pretty intense. Like the first 50 pages are very, very graphic. So in the beginning of the book, our main character is driving around high out of his mind, also drunk, and he starts hallucinating that arrows are coming out of the sky and trying to attack his car. So he swerves out of the way and he ends up driving off of a ravine, and his car ends up catching on fire. So he spends several months in the intensive burn unit, like describing the accident and his burns and how he got the burns and his time in the hospital. It is very graphic, very triggering. If you have kind of post-traumatic stress from that, I would probably urge you not to read this book, just because it is very, very intense for those first 50 pages. I'm very invested into this story. When we meet Marianne, she's the female protagonist of this book. She goes to the burn unit to visit him, and she tells him that they were lovers in medieval Germany. And of course, like, he thinks she's insane, but he is drawn to her. Like, she's the only one who makes him look forward to the next day, because she's going to come and visit with him and talk to him and tell him stories. So that kind of does pull him out of his, depression from his accident, and it does, propel him to get better. So I'm really interested to see, like, is Marianne really crazy, or is there some kind of supernatural thing going on? I'm very excited to continue on and learn, what's actually going on in this book. So, but yeah, just very heavy on the trigger warnings you know, for the beginning. So I'm just going to get my laptop set up and get ready to read tonight. Hello, everybody. So it's about 7:30 at night. The live stream was great. Got some reading done of The Gargoyle. I filmed an announcement video. Announcement's going up tomorrow, so you'll see it by the time the vlog goes up. But waiting for food, and I have to start New Moon because Jen and I are going live tomorrow for that. It's a pretty chunky book, so I got to get most of it read tonight. So I'm going to put Gargoyle aside and then start on New Moon. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday, July 15th, and it's about 4:15, just got home from work, and I finished New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. Jen and I are going live tonight to discuss that. I will link that in the description and in the cards if you want to watch that and hear all of our thoughts and opinions on New Moon. I still have some time before the live stream, so I'm going to be reading The Witch Beast by Samantha Uckland. I was sent an ARC copy of this book so I can review it. I don't think it'll take me that long to get through. I think the Kindle edition is only like 162 pages, so not that bad. So I will hopefully finish that either before the live stream or afterward, and get my review up for that. I might do a full review of that on my channel as well, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, look at this cover. It's gorgeous. I love it. So really intrigued to read that. And then I do also have to finish The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. I'm about 60% of the way through that. And I am starting a buddy read, The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson with Daijah. So my day is full. The rest of my week is full. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, July 16th, and last night I did finish reading The Witch Beast by Samantha Uckland. Like I said, I was given a copy of that to review, and I ended up rating it 4 stars, but it's kind of like an urban fantasy, futuristic. It's set kind of in a modern futuristic world, but it has paranormal aspects to it, like shifters and vampires and witches and all that good stuff. So in this book, we follow Silvana, who has never known her parents. She's basically, you know, taking care of herself at a very young age. And one night when she was on a job, she basically works as an escort, but instead of, you know, sleeping with these guys, she knocks them out and like steals what they have on them. Or if they take her back to their house, everything that's valuable in the house. So one night she does that to the wrong mark. He ends up like kidnapping her in return to try to learn about something about her father, which she has no idea because she's never knew her parents. When they find out that she's basically useless, she doesn't know anything, they try to kill her, but she ends up surviving and is rescued by a gorgeous stranger named Armani. And so they're on the run and they're trying to learn all these secrets before the other guys do. And it has something to do with who she is and this magical text that creates a certain type of supernatural being. And so they're trying to find out all those secrets. And of course, they're on the run and they're in danger. And we find out Silvana isn't as normal as she thinks she is. So this is going to be a series. I think like 4 more books are coming out this year. So Samantha Uckland is just going to like kick them out, which is super cool because there's nothing I hate worse than reading a book and then having to wait a year for the sequels. So can't wait for the next books. It's really intriguing and interesting. There were some like slower parts just because obviously it's a first book in the series. There does need to be some explanation and world building, but there are plenty of action scenes, especially in the beginning, that keep your interest and keep you reading the book. I am invested in Silvana and Armani. Like I was kind of hesitant trusting Armani because with like those kind of like mystery aspects of the book, I don't trust anybody. So I couldn't really like enjoy their relationship and them getting to know each other and falling in love. But now I am. By the end of the book, you're fine. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Check it out on Goodreads, and it is free on Kindle Unlimited. But if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, I believe it's only 99 cents. So I mean, it's a good deal. I've finished that last night, and then today I started reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I'm buddy reading this with Daijah. This book has like a very long introduction in the front, which we didn't read, so it just seems like I'm further than I am. I'm only 52 pages in, only 2 chapters in. We're following Eleanor as she is invited to stay at Hill House. She just got there, you know, so I'm very much in the beginning of the story. Again, with these horror books, I feel like I can't trust anybody, and everybody is super weird. Every time I'm reading like an interaction Eleanor is having with someone else, I'm like, these people are fucking weird. But I'm excited to read it. And then probably after I read this book, I'm going to watch the adaptation on Netflix. Everybody says it's like really different, but I do want to watch it. When I get done with the sections for The Haunting of Hill House, I do have to finish reading The Gargoyle. So I'm a little bit more than halfway through. I will probably finish this today. I'm going to finish it today. So I have, even though it says I have already completed my Goodreads challenge, I have a personal challenge for myself. I do want to read a book a day, or average a book a day, to read 365 books by the end of the year, but it's not going so well. I'm 10 books behind currently, so that sucks. I'm probably gonna have to read like some like shorter like romance novellas or graphic novels or comics or something to get my numbers back up to where they need to be. Is that cheating? I don't know. Probably. I'm okay with it. Yeah, so those are my plans today. I have one more section to read for The Haunting of Hill House to be caught up, because we were supposed to start yesterday, but I was obviously trying to finish New Moon and that book for review. So I have one more section to read in The Haunting of Hill House, and then I will focus on The Gargoyle. I do have book club tonight, but I've already read the book that we're talking about tonight. We're talking about A Promise of Fire. So I literally just read that book, so I'm not going to reread it because it's pretty fresh in my noggin. So I'm just going to focus on The Gargoyle today. Hey everybody, it's about 4 o'clock. Just got home from work a little while ago, and on my way home, I finished listening to The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. This book was intense. It was intensely graphic, you know, regarding this man's car accident and the burns that he suffered and treatments of the burns once he gets into the hospital and his recovery thereafter. Trigger warnings for all of that, and then also recreational and prescribed drug abuse and dependency and withdrawals from that. There's just some weird parts in this book, especially, you know, when the withdrawals were happening and our main character seemed to be hallucinating. But it was also very intriguing. You know, Marianne, who is the female protagonist of this book, she meets our male protagonist, who I don't think has a name because I don't remember it, and going through, I don't think he's ever named, but here we go. So Marianne visits our male protagonist when he's in the burn ward and tells him that they were lovers in previous lives, and then she goes and tells him about these lives. And it was amazing, the history, because they're all set in different time periods, and it's very intriguing because you're actually wondering, is this true? Is there some sort of reincarnation, something happening? Has she been alive for all this time? Or is she just plain crazy? Because him and the hospital staff all think she has some form of schizophrenia. So you are reading this book, and that's kind of propelling you. You know, the story, you know, is about him overcoming his injury and his addiction to drugs. And Marianne is telling him all these stories, and towards the end, like, he is starting, you know, to believe her and falling in love with her. And so I'm like, I need to know, like, is this lady crazy, or is this like, is this real? And unfortunately, this book does not end in a happily ever after. It's not a romance, I tell you that. But there are just certain passages in this book, it's just so beautifully written. I mean, it's kind of hard to rate this book, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. There's, like I said, there were some places that were weird, so I'm just like, maybe not 5 stars, maybe 4 stars. But I really, really liked it. Just definitely, you know, if any of those things trigger you, I would give this a wide berth. So for the 90s Pop Culture Readathon, that was for, let's see here. That was for It's Just a Bunch of Hocus Pocus. Read a book that includes magic. So I read that for that prompt. So I'm buddy reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson with Daijah. And that is for the prompt, light as a feather, stiff as a board, book with a creepy or haunted feel. I'm like 80, almost 90 pages into that. And The Haunting of Hill House is basically about a doctor who goes to Hill House and he invites other people to join him at Hill House in kind of seeing what this house is all about. And Eleanor is one of those people. So we're mostly following Eleanor, her point of view, except for the beginning half when we're in Dr. Montague's perspective. The first section ends, she literally like just got to the house. Second section ends, chapter 3 ends where all the people who Dr. Montague invited are there at their house and they're getting to know each other. They had dinner and they're just talking. Dr. Montague is telling everybody about the history of the house, and it just seems like this house is evil. It propels people to, it either kills people outright or it propels them to kill themselves. So honestly, reading this book, I'm just waiting for some very creepy stuff to happen, so it's probably going to happen a little later. I do have book club tonight. Like I said, I've already read that book that we're discussing tonight, I Promise a Fire. So I just have to figure out another book to read because I still have 6 books to read on my TBR. I don't know what I'm going to pick up, but I will hopefully update you at the end of the night. Hello everyone. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Book club was a success. We talked about the book. Everyone loved the book, of course, because A Promise of Fire is amazing. I'm just laying down, getting ready for bed, and I started Deadly Cover-Up by Julianne Lindsay, and I forgot which prompt this is for, so I will have editing Nicole leave it in a little thing down here for you. Barely over 200 pages, shouldn't take me too long to read it. Probably won't finish today, but hopefully I'll finish it tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Hi, everybody. It is about 6 p.m. Friday night, and I just finished Deadly Cover-Up by Julianne Lindsay. Honestly, this woman cannot write a bad book. It's not possible. So good. The suspense was great, even though you kind of knew like who it was the entire time, but it wasn't, it was just like suspenseful. Like, really don't think it was supposed to be like a true quote unquote mystery, because this is just a suspense romance. But the only thing is that this was kind of like a quote unquote clean romance because there's no graphic or explicit sex on page. Yeah. And I would have liked that, honestly, because Violet and Wyatt, they are so freaking cute. Violet is a single mom, and her daughter, her name is Maggie, and she's super cute, and Wyatt is so good with her. Like, honestly, there were just so many cute moments where he was just being a great dad, even though they're not even together, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're just take my heart, just take it, you're so fucking good. But yeah, I would have liked a little more steaminess, because honestly, this is like 0.5 or like 1 on the steam meter. But I loved it. It was great. I mean, like I said, Julianne Lindsay cannot write a bad book. It's not possible. So really enjoyed it. I do want to read, she has multiple books in this series. The second one is called, it's over there, it's called Missing in the Mountains. So and they're pretty short, so I got through most of it just today. So, but yeah, really good. Still reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson with Daijah, and in the newest section we finally got some like spookiness happening in the house. We're more than halfway through the book. Daijah said that she would like more spookiness to happen, and I totally agree with her. So hopefully in this next section some really crazy scary stuff is going to happen in The Haunting of Hill House. So we shall see. Husband and I are probably gonna go to dinner, and then he was talking about doing an escape room, so you can't really vlog in the escape room, but I'll try to vlog like around it. Escape rooms are fun, so.
Of course, now we're gonna get attention.
Right.
We're going over for a minute. Get out the wheel.
Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, July 18th, right? Yeah, July 18th. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I just got to my chiropractor, just waiting for them to open, and I'm gonna get adjusted, and then I'm gonna go home and we're gonna do the romance tube celebration. A couple of us have gotten milestones, so we want to do a celebration. By the time you're watching this, it'll already have happened, but I hope you were there. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get adjusted, and been listening to Nadine's Champion by Ruby Dixon. There's a couple more books in the Ice Home series that were available on Hoopla, so I snatched those up really quick. So I'm gonna be listening to those. I'm still reading The Haunting of Hill House with Daijah. We only have 2 more sections, so we'll finish by tomorrow. Still not as, creepy as I thought it was going to be, but I will update you a little later. Hi, everybody. It is about 11:30 at night on Saturday, the 18th. I forgot what day it was. Sorry, y'all. After my visit with the chiropractor, I came home. We had the live stream, the Romance Tube Celebration live stream. So by the time you're watching this, that is available for your viewing pleasure if you would like to watch it. Celebrating some milestones, and we did a Q&A. It was pretty amazing. When I was driving in and around town all day today, I was listening to Nadine's Champion by Ruby Dixon. That is book number 7 or 8. I mean, I'm sure you know what Ice Planet Barbarians is. Ice Home is just a spin-off series of that, about a group of women who were abducted by aliens. On their way to be sold, the ship crash landed on this ice planet, and the aliens who abducted them died, and the aliens that inhabit the planet are actually the good guys. So they found them and protected them, gave them the key that makes them the planet habitable. You have to have this parasite and it lives inside you. This key also makes you resonate to a mate. Basically, the key's single focus is to make people come together and mate and have babies to further the species. So it's basically all the women who have crash landed and the Sakwi, who's the alien race who lives on this planet. They're all just getting together, mating, and it's their happily ever afters and romance stories, and how the women are adjusting to life on this alien planet. So yeah, I think Ice Planet Barbarians is at like number 17 or 18, and then she has like spin-off series as well, like Ice Home and Corsairs. She also has like a dragon series as well. But yeah, it's just them living their life, and I love it. If you haven't read Ice Planet Barbarians, what are you doing with your life? You need to read it. They're available on Hoopla, and some of them are available on Audible Escape, so do that. So that's not a part of my 90s pop culture TBR. So I still have to read Incendiary. That is for a book with a power-hungry main character. I still have to read The Last Mermaid. That is for the prompt book set on an island, coast, or body of water. I still have to read Crave by Tracy Wolff. That is read a dark academia book. I still have to read Rebel of the Sands. That is the chosen one trope. I'm currently reading The Haunting of Hill House, which I will finish tomorrow because that's the last section. And that is for the prompt book with a creepy or haunted feel. I still have to read Homicide in hardcover, which is book read a book in your second favorite genre, which is a cozy mystery. Read a book with a badass main character, which I'm reading Moon Called by Patricia Briggs. And then I have to read the last 2 books in the Twilight series for the prompt Book with the Undead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still have to read 9 books, y'all. How many books have I read? So I've read Deadly Cover-Up, which is read a book by one of your favorite authors, Julianne Lindsay. Amazing. I have read Brazen and the Beast by Sarah McLean. That is read a 2019 release. I've read Ceremony and Death, which is read a mystery or thriller. I have read Aurora Burning, which is book with one of the 4 elements. I've read The Gargoyle, read a book that includes magic. I read Alpha Night by Nalini Singh. That is a book with supernatural characters. I've read Deeper by Megan Hart, book with a black or white cover. And then I've read Imprisoned by K.L. Dawn. That is a book that involves a curse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've also read the first 2 books in the Twilight series, 9, 10. So about halfway through my TBR. And about halfway through the month. So I'm on track. I'm fine. Fine. Last night I picked up Moon Called by Patricia Briggs because that was the next physical book that I was going to be reading. But when I got home last night, we did end up doing an escape room, and unfortunately we weren't allowed to have our phones, so I couldn't vlog anything. But by the time we got home from that, I was just too tired, so I wasn't able to physically read anything. And then today I've just been running around, so it was just the audiobook that I have for Nadine's Champion. So I'm probably going to sleep in tomorrow. I'm tired, y'all. We did, after the romance booktube celebration, I went over to my in-laws' house and we had a birthday celebration for my husband and my brother-in-law. So we were all like swimming in the pool and having a good time. And after that we came home. Oh, and I got a vehicle. It's not brand new. It's new to me. It's a 2001 Toyota Highlander. I would show you, but it's currently nighttime. I'll show you tomorrow. Don't worry. I'll show you tomorrow. So it was my sister-in-law's car, but they bought a new car, so we took that one off their hands. It's going to be nice because, you know, I drive a big diesel truck, so fuel is expensive. I drive 30 miles a day for work. Yeah, diesel isn't cheap. So hopefully that'll save us on some fuel. When we came home from the pool party, my husband and I, we watched The Old Guard. That's a Netflix movie with Charlize Theron, and it was so good. And I found out that it was actually based on a graphic novel series, which I'm going to look up immediately and read because that movie was so good. If you haven't watched it, you need to. It's so good. So I just took a shower and probably going to lay down and relax because it's been a long day. Been awake for a while. I'll catch you tomorrow. Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, July 19th. It's about 2:30, and my husband and I, we just got home from grocery shopping. We woke up kind of late. We woke up at like 11. It was glorious. And I finished reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I ended up giving it 2 stars because honestly, I think I was just expecting it to be scarier than it was, and it wasn't. So that was kind of disappointing. And the really only exciting thing that happened was at the end. If you don't want spoilers, just go forward until you don't see the picture of the book anymore. The only thing that was really thrilling that happened was that one of our main characters, Eleanor, she started getting possessed by the spirits of the house, and she started doing weird things, and so everybody like kicked her out. And as she was driving away, she drove her car into a tree, and it's presumed that she killed herself and she's dead. It didn't explicitly say that, but also while reading the book, there was really no explanation as to why this house was haunted, unless I like missed it. But the guy who built it originally, like he had a wife and who he built the house for, but the wife didn't die in this house. At least I don't think. I could be remembering that wrong, but she didn't die in the house. He ended up getting married 2 more times, and then weird things were happening. And the guy who built the house, he ended up driving his car into a tree as well. But it's like if no deaths happened in that house before all the weird stuff happened, what was making this house haunted? Like, that was never explained. That was never, usually when there are like hauntings or stuff, there's like a serious death that kicks it off. But it seems like he built the house, nothing really happened, but creepy stuff started happening and like made people like kill themselves. It was really weird. I do want to watch the show because apparently the show is really scary. So I do want to do that. But, so I'm going to start making some dinner. I'm going to make pot roast for tonight. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be listening to the next book in the Ice Home series. I think it's Callie's Catastrophe. But yeah, while I do that, I'll be listening to that audiobook. Alrighty, so I have dinner in the crock pot cooking. I don't really have anything to do. I'm listening to the audiobook for Callie's Catastrophe. Does anybody else's spouses like walk the house as they talk on the phone and be really loud and obnoxious? Because that's what my husband's doing right now. Anyway, so listening to Callie's Catastrophe, and I'm going to try to catalog more books into my Book Buddy app. It's going to be all these books over here. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. Hey everybody, it's about 7:30 at night. Finished dinner a little while ago. My husband went to go meet up with his cousin to buy something from a person, and I finished Callie's Catastrophe, and when I finished that, I just immediately started Penny's Protector. Callie's Catastrophe, I rated 2.5, but I rounded it up to 3 because I love Ruby Dixon. I am trash for this series, but it just had a trope that I found really annoying. So when Callie resonates to, I can't remember his name. They all have weird alien names. But when Callie resonates to him, she doesn't see it as, you know, like her chance at true love and a future and baby. She's like, no, I kind of, you know, don't want to be, you know, shackled down with someone and my choice taken away because the Queen tells me to, you know, kind of thing. So she immediately runs from him and gives him the cold shoulder because he's just like, yeah, resonance, you mate with me, you know, because they have one-track minds, you know. To them, resonance is like a gift. It's, you know, just a sign that, you know, you've met the one person that you're going to be truly happy with. And it's just a chance to be happy and have babies. And to the Sakui, it is, like I said, it's a gift. Callie's not seeing it that way. She doesn't want it, and he really doesn't understand. The longer you fight resonance, the sicker you're going to be. Like, this queen wants you to mate, you know? So when you don't, you get like really horny, and it's really fast. And if you still don't fulfill it, it then makes you sick. So the male doesn't want this to happen, and he just figures that if she just sits down and talks with him, it'll be fine, but she won't do that. And so his solution to that problem is that he's going to drug her and kidnap her. I mean, the kidnapping has happened before. It was another couple where the alien warrior kidnapped the girl and everything worked out. Just like in this book, everything worked out. But the drugging, like, he deliberately put something in her tea that was going to knock her out and put her to sleep. No, he didn't force himself on her. He didn't rape her. But still, it's like, you you put something in her drink. I don't like that. I don't like it. Callie is awesome. She's really forgiving. I probably wouldn't be. I'm just saying. I don't think that's a good idea. But, you know, they can't all be winners, I guess, right? So I moved on to the next book, which is Penny's Protector. It's the same thing that happened. So, the guy that drugged Callie's tea in Callie's catastrophe, he has a brother, and he didn't resonate with Penny, but he believes that they're gonna resonate and they belong together. So he goes along with the plan of drugging the females and kidnapping them, but they don't go together. They like split off and go on their separate ways. Again, Penny takes it really well. Oh, these girls. I'm reading these two because I have to, because they're part of the series. What I really want to get to is I want to get to Mari's Mistake, which just came out, and that's the story that I want to get to. Because Marisol, she resonated to someone, but then he got like attacked and injured, and so they couldn't fulfill resonance right away, and it was making them sick, and it was making her partner sicker, and he needed all of his strength to heal from his accident that he had. So they went to the healer and had their resonance turned off. And so for them thinking, oh, it's gonna be fine, you know, we'll turn it off, he'll heal, we'll turn it back on. It didn't work that way. They turned it off, and now she's not feeling anything. Like when you resonate to your mate, like a single touch will just make you sing, basically. And she doesn't feel anything at all when her mate touches her. And so she is very depressed. She is worried that she lost her chance at happiness forever. So these last two books, being with Marisol, I really wanted her story. And so I got to finish these two so I can get to her story. I've been listening to these books on Hoopla because the audiobooks were available at the digital library. But since this one is so new, it's not available. So I just bought the ebook of this, and I'm going to finish Penny's Protector tonight and then move on to Mari's Mistake. So, because that is the story that I'm interested in. None of these books are for the 90s Pop Culture Readathon, but I'm strangely okay with that. I just filmed my clip for Stephanie's collaboration that she does every month. She does like a best ever book, and this month's theme was best ever underrated book. So I filmed my clip for that. I'm going to edit it and send it off to her, and then I'm going to continue listening to Penny's Protector so I can move on to Mari's Mistake. That's my goal for the night. Alrighty, this is going to be my last update for this week's reading vlog. It is nearly midnight, and I did finish Penny's Protector, and I got to chapter 5 for Mari's Mistake by Ruby Dixon. I can barely keep my eyes open, so hopefully going into the week I can keep up my reading stride and get more prompts taken care of for the 90s Pop Culture Readathon. If you made it to the end of this video, put a little like celebration emoji, like the little like firework emoji, since we had our Romance Tube celebration live stream yesterday. But that is it for this week's vlog, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.